everything we discuss is then leaked to the paper, that's not appropriate.
而且我们也不是那样进行的。
And that's not how the way the conversation was
如
conducted.
果有诚心，咱们就用一种互相尊重的态度来进行。
We'll look to work constructively together, but there will be things we will disagree on, and we will have
有些可以建设性，但是
创造条件，创造条件。
Let's create the conditions first.
好。
Hello, my friend. Welcome again, and thank you for joining me. If you are new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe and also smash the like button. Okay. Today's a bit cold, really, but I've got to do this. It's gonna be a short one, hopefully. Right. I'm going to start with the G20 summit that concluded yesterday, and the declarations, and also the dramas and the comedy that we saw at the recently concluded G20 summit. One of the most interesting or dramatic or comedy, or I don't know what you can call it, or schoolboy line training was that given to the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau by the Chinese president. And I must admit, contrary to what people tend to view or think about the Chinese being always trying to be diplomatic or quiet, it was a different side of the Chinese president that I suspect most people were surprised by, and I think that's why it seems to have gone viral. He basically gave Justin Trudeau kind of a bashing, really. It looks like it kind of also shows who is more powerful or who feel more confident. Justin Trudeau was more like a boy being told off by his dad or parents. He was basically told that he does not know how to behave, or he doesn't. The way he does is the way they kind of leak out the conversation between him and the Chinese president was seen by the Chinese as being completely out of line, and also not the way diplomats should conduct business. He tried to defend himself by saying, we try to do open governance or things like that. But I think that's a bit of an excuse. He was caught, and what else can you say? I mean, there are so many things that go on between leaders, prime ministers, presidents, whereby they discuss at their meetings that we, people that watch these things online or on television, don't always know. They just give you a bit of a summary, and that's why sometimes when you see the read out between the leaders, it is often slightly different, and obviously they will not tell you everything that they've discussed. And for Justin Trudeau to have leaked more or less everything was unacceptable to the Chinese, and I suspect the Chinese will fail, where obviously they will see him as somebody that you cannot trust in terms of being able to hold information or discussion. Basically, somebody you cannot have confidence in. And it was really nice anyway to see this Chinese. Another thing that the Chinese leader did was when he met with his counterpart from the United States, he also gave him a bit of a lecture, really. He basically told him, look, you've got your own form of democracy. We also have Chinese democracy. In other words, the way you do your Chinese democracy might be good for you, but it doesn't mean it is good for them. And I mean for them, I mean the Chinese. And also, he basically saying that the Western form of democracy is not what the Chinese people wanted or how they do their own democracy. Which is to some extent is true because different countries, different regions, they've got their own way of doing things, and that's one of the things I've discussed in one of my previous videos. That when people talk about values are different, even within household, within neighborhood. What you think is valuable to you might not be valuable to another person, and I think that's what that is also about. Another thing that I find a bit dramatic or unexpected was the fact that the Russians and the Chinese actually agreed or allowed the declaration, the G20 summit declaration to be printed or made known, submitted, because there is some, there is basically what the Western, the US-led faction of the G20 seems to have done is they wanted to use the summit to how to turn G20 into a political forum, which was not the original status or aim and objective of G20. It was supposed to be geared toward more of economic and world trades. And there was some reference to the war in Ukraine, and I think in order to make it look really bad, they also made reference to the UN General Assembly vote on Ukraine, which, as we all know, is not legally binding. And at the same time, we should all remember there was even a bigger vote that condemns the United States continued illegal embargo against Cuba, and also the condemnation of the state of Israel's continue occupation of Palestinian lands, and also the the vote by the UN General Assembly for Israel to destroy its nuclear weapon, which we all know will not happen. So there we have it. The drama at the G20. Another thing I'll probably say I noticed about the G20 is it is obvious that G20 is now divided into two camps. We now have the Russian and Chinese-led faction, and the United States-led faction side of the G20. So if it continues like that, I suspect the G20 will not last for a long time. It will outlive its usefulness. From what has been reported, the Chinese, the Russians, Saudi Arabia, and some other countries, South Africa, and a few other, I think altogether about 8 of them, were not in support of the declaration, whereas the others were led by the United States, including Australia and obviously EU. So that gave them the majority. Wanted to condemn Russia's special operation for the war in Ukraine. So what next is on the news? Let me look what is trending actually. Also, there was, for some reason, the meeting between the United Kingdom Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and the Chinese leader was cancelled. We don't know why, but I'm not really. I think even I suspect it will be something similar to that of Justin Trudeau, because the current UK Prime Minister, the unelected UK Prime Minister, will most likely try to play a very hard ball. He's been saying things about Chinese being a competitor and so on and so forth. He's trying to be all this to find a way of wind of reducing trade with China. But no one should be surprised with Rishi Sunak's stance when it comes to foreign policy. I'm not sure he's got his own foreign policy idea. Most likely, there was a deal made between him and former Prime Minister Boris Johnson that he must continue to support Ukraine because he seems to be having even a tougher line or double down line when it comes to the issue of Ukraine. So he's the Prime Minister that has to toe the party line, or at least toe the line of the people that put him in power because he was not elected. So he's got no other option but to do what the puppet master asked him to do, which is to be opposed to any form of negotiations or peaceful settlement in Ukraine. Another thing I came across on either YouTube or Telegram was a comment by one of the pro-Ukrainian bloggers or YouTubers. He said he believes that the Russians attacked Poland, but because NATO countries led by United States does not want a direct confrontation with Russia because it's very bad for them, that is why they try to put the blame on Ukraine. And also, he said he believes in his president, Zelensky, that it was not Ukrainians' missiles. And that although they welcome the support of the Western-led allies, friends, if they decide to stop supporting them, Ukraine will still exist, which we all know, but they will lose a lot more land. Which he said without their support, they will have lost a lot more land or territory as they've lost at the moment. Which was very, very, I think it was a very good assessment by him. He's one, I forgot the guy's name, he's got like almost 500,000 followers. And for him to actually admit that it was because of the Western support and everything that they've been able to hold on is a clear evidence and confirmation that the war is not just between Ukraine and Russia, but it is a war between Russia and Ukraine, and the NATO allies, with Ukraine as the fighting the football ground. So there we have it, another confirmation. But another drama that happened was at this G20 was the 10-point peace plan put forward by the Ukrainian president. He knows that there's no way Russia is going to pull back and pull all their troops out of Ukrainian territory or give back Crimea. So it's a no-starter. So it was just I think he was just trying to say that he's open to negotiations. So in that sense, I don't think I think it's just a waste of time, really. Or well, it's a try. Just at least okay, I want to talk to you, but before I can talk to you, you have to pay by this. That's not negotiation. That's a surrender. So I don't think Russian Federation will accept that anyway. Okay. Anyway, thank you for joining me once again. If you like the channel, please don't forget to subscribe and like. Smash the like button. Bye bye. Thank you, and have a good day wherever you are. Keep looking for the truth because the truth will set